Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry about that. Something happened. The start, whatever. It doesn't matter. What's good? What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Ferris Bunna. Welcome to another great edition of the Rewatchers Council. It's a special edition. Why? We're live, baby. We're live right now. We want to interact with the chat. We want you guys' opinions on these movies. These movies bring out passionate debate, and we want to talk about it, especially the film we're breaking down today. But without further ado, let's break it down with the people. The people is Adelia. How are you?
I'm good. I really love this movie a lot, but I think the villain plotline makes no sense.
We will find out more. But as we find out more, we are joined by none other than the man who has all the doors. It's the one, the only Matt. Matt, how are you, bro?
Doing well, Ferris. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Well, before we get into it, guys, like I always do, I bring up the question. Where were you when this movie was in theaters? Adelia?
I saw this opening day. I was so excited for it. This movie was one of the movies that I first got into when I found Collider for the first time, when I first started paying attention to movie reviews and things like that. So seeing the early reviews coming out like a month ahead of time, they screened this for critics, and everybody was just raving about it, and I got so excited because of that, and lives up to the hype.
Matt, May 6th, 2016. Hit me.
I saw this one the week after it came out, and I liked it a lot. It was really dope.
All right, perfect. But now, guys, let me
We have some comments in the chat.
Yes, we do have some comments. I was going to bring that up. Jimmy Nails in the chat says, no, Tony was not right. He was, as to be expected, a boot-licking rich guy. Ooh, strong statements. Some of us may agree. Some of us may not agree. Or we do agree. We don't know. We're about to find out. But before we get into it, though, let me drop some facts on everybody. It is directed by the Russo brothers. The Russo brothers basically became Marvel's go-to big movie guys. Outside of that, they haven't really done much. So shout out to the Russos. Writers, Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely. Top stars, we got Chris Evans as Steve Rogers, Robert Downey Jr., and Scarlett Johansson as Natasha Romanoff, and Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. The budget back then was $250. Adjusted for inflation for 2025, $340.2 million. The box office, the original release. Opening weekend, we're at 179.1 million. Adjustment, 243.8. Total domestic, 408. Adjusted, 555.4 million. Domestic gross ranking at the time of recording, as we speak right now, it is 12 out of 36. Total worldwide, 1.155 billion back then, adjusted to a 1.57 billion right now. It is the highest grossing film of 2016. 13th highest grossing film of all time, was 12th during its theatrical run. It dropped to 13th. Not that bad of a drop. But we get right into it. It stems from brainwashed Bucky Barnes, James Buchanan Barnes, Steve Rogers' best friend. He's back. The Winter Soldier is back. And shenanigans are afoot. Betrayal, realization, and overall hatred of people. Adelia, break it down. Do you still like this movie?
Oh, I love this movie.
All right, hit me.
I do. I am a huge fan of Bucky. I think that the two characters in the MCU that are like major player characters in the MCU that have the shittiest backstories are Loki and Bucky. And I don't know why, but I just relate to them for some reason.
I don't think Loki's backstory is that shitty.
Ferris, he was left as a child on a rock to die.
Yeah, I think Natasha's story is pretty bad too.
Natasha's story is pretty bad too.
I got left on a rock to die by frost giants, but a god picked me up and saved me.
He was left on a rock to die as a child, taken in by Odin, taught that who he was really was a horrible thing, and he should try to kill all the frost giants. Like Loki's backstory is pretty shitty. I'm sorry. But moving on. This is not about Loki. This is I want to talk about
my
Bucky.
liking.
Hmm?
He complains too much for my liking.
Whatever, Ferris.
All right, whatever.
Bucky has a really shitty backstory, of course. Probably not that bad in the prior to joining the army. Gets in the army, gets into the Howling Commandos with Steve, and then falls off that train and turned into the Winter Soldier, which has it's just like I can't imagine going through something like that. It just is so awful. And now he is in this movie. He is on his own. He is aware, kind of who he is and what he did. And let's get to the villain part, because the villain part ties into Bucky so much that it's just like Zemo's plan doesn't make sense.
Oh yeah, well we'll break it down. We'll break it down, but let's get Matt's thoughts. Matt,
Yeah.
quick question, man, right out the gate. Did you like this movie back then? Do you still like this movie, or have you changed your opinion post rewatch?
Yeah, no, this movie's great. Tons of good action. The story's pretty compelling. It was a big twist for the Marvel universe. They did this one really well.
All right, perfect. But now let's get to the intricacies. Like Adelia said, I didn't really fully understand about Adelia. You pointed out to me earlier, he kind of got lucky. Baron
He got
Zemo.
very lucky.
He got very lucky because the entire crux of his plan was to make sure Tony finds out that Bucky murdered his parents.
Mm-hmm.
And it stems by if Tony follows them to Siberia. So let's say Tony, like, because it's kind of a chance thing. Like, what if Tony decides not to follow him to Siberia and just goes back home and just chills and lets them do the mission themselves? Civil War doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
I think well, they obviously fought the two sides of this conflict before that.
Yeah.
And there still would have been conflict that would need to be resolved after that. But if Tony doesn't follow them to Siberia, like, what does Zemo accomplish, really?
Nothing.
Yeah.
And the initial conflict at the airport, one of the greatest scenes in MCU history.
It's a great one.
That's you can get past that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get past finding out the homeboy murdered your parents and the guy you call best friend knew about it. And
he didn't know Bucky did it, but he knew Hydra had his parents killed.
He did it. He did.
He didn't know. No, he didn't know Bucky did it.
He said he did. He literally said in the scene he had an inclination.
He literally said in the scene, he said, I didn't know it was him. And then he knew that Hydra had killed his parents.
At this point, I don't really trust Steve. So,
yeah, we're going to get into that because you and I are going to disagree on who's sure, right in this argument.
Exactly. There's the right person and then there's you. So like we will. Yeah. Yeah. Ho, ho, ho. Yeah. You do all you want. But yeah, let's keep going. It all stems from an incident in Lagos, Nigeria.
It begins there, yes.
It begins there. They're hunting down Hydra or some sleeper cells of it.
They're hunting down Crossbones.
Crossbones. Shout out to Frank Grillo.
Yeah,
exactly. So then they chase each other in the middle of a street, but it all stems from Crossbones is going to commit kamikaze because he's going to try to kill Steve as well as him and everyone in the area.
Mm-hmm.
But it's stopped by Scarlet Witch. She contains it to a point.
Mm-hmm.
Then she throws him in the air. But she didn't account for, I don't know, like
she couldn't hold it. She couldn't keep holding it, and he basically explodes and blows out a couple floors of that building,
killing innocent people, mostly aid workers from Wakanda. Yeah.
We get the Wakandans.
I'm not smiling because they died. I'm talking about
we had our first mention of Wakanda in Age of Ultron, but this is the first time we see Wakandans.
Yes, exactly. So that was the big genesis moment, because if you know the Civil War storyline, fun fact actually, it's actually the basis of Marvel Alliance 2, the video game.
Mm-hmm.
In the comics, one of the superheroes, I think it was Sentry. He's fighting someone somewhere in a populated area, and something happens, and he he shoots a blast of energy and like murders a school bus of children in the comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like so children die. So that's when the I don't know, it wasn't called the Sokovia Accords in the comics. It
No.
was called something else.
The Superhero Registration Act, I think, is what it
Yes,
was.
there it is. By the way, Marvel Alliance 2, great game. I missed that game. I wish I had a PS2. So they needed that. So they created this, Scarlet Witch being one of the most powerful characters in the MCU. She kills people on accident, and she's just awful about it. How did you guys like the way they kind of changed the core of the incident there that way? Matt?
Well,
Well, Matt?
Wait, what was your question, real quick? Sorry.
Like how they kind of changed it, right? Instead of going full murder of full school bus children with Sentry, they gave it to Scarlet Witch, and she, she was trying to save Steve, but unfortunately she couldn't hold it, and like murdered a bunch of aid workers. Like, you think that was a good crux of the full issue for Thunderbolt Ross to go ahead and register them?
Yeah, because I mean that dude was all about power the whole time. He's pretty notorious for it. So once he had the excuse in his mind to set things forward, nothing's gonna stop that guy. Like,
yeah. I do think
Yeah.
it's good, though, that we start to see that there are consequences of their actions. Because I don't think what the Avengers did in Sokovia was bad. They were trying to help, prevent an extinction event on Earth. Because
Yeah.
if that city that Ultron put in the air had dropped, then
It'd been worse.
it would have been much worse than it was. But still, innocent people died.
Yes.
And I like that we finally see that there are some consequences to that. I don't agree with them. I'm on, I don't think that the Sokovia Accords is a thing that really worked out in the MCU, and I think you see that in the fact that it's basically gone now.
Yes.
But I think that there's no way they could have done Civil War the way it is in the comics or that game you were talking about, Ferris, because Civil War in the comics involves like the
Everyone.
X-Men and everyone.
Everyone.
So they didn't have the rights to those characters at the moment. I just remember being like super excited that they got the rights to Spider-Man for this from Sony. This like shared agreement with Sony
We'll talk
on
about
Spider-Man. We'll talk about
We'll talk
Spider-Man, I'm
about
sure.
Spider-Man.
But I remember when that announcement came out that Spider-Man was going to be in Civil War, and everybody was just so excited because I like the previous Spider-Man movies. I do. But it's weird when he's just by himself in a universe. Like the X-Men make sense on their own a little bit because there's a lot of different mutants and you can have conflicts between them and stuff like that. Spider-Man's just there by himself.
Yeah.
No one to help him.
Under rules.
Under
Yeah.
rules. Yeah. Hi, Greg.
So Greg.
Greg,
So
June nails.
yeah. So I think the fact that they got Spider-Man for this arrangement with Sony to get Spider-Man into this movie was great. I think it made it better. And I think it showed like an expansion of the universe.
Yes.
It's not just these Avengers, but there are other people out there we find including Black Panther and Spider-Man in this. And I like the way they adapted it. I like the way that they changed it because one thing I will say
They
that Marvel is
actually
pretty good at doing is changing the comics to fit the medium of film because you can't just film a comic. Like
Zack Snyder tried to do that with
he
Watchmen.
tried,
Yeah.
and it just doesn't work. Like I've seen Watchmen, I'll never see it again. But
I like Watchmen.
I don't.
Yeah.
But
They also changed something big in Civil War. Spider-Man reveals that he's Peter Parker in the comics. He tells everyone I'm Peter Parker. So that's a big thing in the comics. But in the movie, he just shows up.
Tony finds him. Tony finds him.
Tony finds him. Yeah, he's like so Spider thing person child.
Spiderling, Spider Boy,
Like,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe that's your aunt. All right, like that's not okay.
Your
All right.
unusually attractive
aunt. It's like, hey man, but yeah, it was a good movie. 2 debuts. We see Black Panther as well as because Spider-Man. Here's the thing about Black Panther. I love Black Panther. I'm a big fan of Black
Mhm.
Panther. But unfortunately, Spider-Man's Spider-Man.
Mhm.
There's the big. We I think last week me and Tom talk, I think we were in the Discord. We talked about the big three, and we know the big three where you drop them in a movie by themselves, they're probably gonna make $1 billion by
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
It's Spider-Man, Batman. People say Superman.
I don't think it's Superman.
I don't think it's Superman anymore because Superman, went on hiatus for like 50 years.
I don't think
And
Superman is a very big player outside of the US, and I think you
yeah,
can see that in the box office returns
yeah.
on the
So
Superman
it's
movie.
kind of just the big two, really. It's really
Well,
just two.
I think you could add into that Chris Evans' version of Captain America. If he came back, because like he this movie made so much money. And I don't think it was down necessarily to the
It
fact
was
that it's
it's
like
Avengers
Avengers
2.5.
2.5.
It's Avengers 2.5, Adelia. It's not
I
a
don't
Captain America movie. It's
I
Avengers
it
2.5.
is though. It is.
It is by name, but it isn't.
There are a lot of characters in this movie
There's
that
a
I
lot.
think they don't need to have in this movie necessarily.
Yeah.
Like we could have left Clint retired.
Hey,
I
don't
don't
disrespect Hawkeye like that. What's
I'm
wrong with
not
you?
disrespecting
Hey,
Hawkeye.
hey,
I'm
come on,
I'm
man.
not disrespecting Hawkeye. I,
Yeah.
unlike a lot of people, actually like Jeremy Renner's performance as Hawkeye. I think he does
I
a
do
really
too.
good job.
I wish we had an app where we could talk about it. Um, because that would be awesome.
Um, but I just think that there's too many people on either side.
Yeah, it's Avengers 2.5.
I know, but I think they could have done this movie, made it more Captain America, but like it's so Captain America centric at the same time.
But then, like, if they reduce everybody, they're still gonna have to have a conflict. They're still gonna bring in Tony,
No, Cap and Tony's fine. Maybe have a couple like Rhodey and if you want
Sam.
to have Wanda and Vision and Sam was obviously going to be there because it's Cap. But like, I don't think we needed all the Avengers,
Yeah.
including the one who they said very clearly at the beginning of this movie was retired, and that's Clint.
Mm-hmm. They throw in Ant-Man.
Yeah, and they throw in Ant Man. They bring him to. You could bring in Spider Man, and you could bring in T'Challa. You could even bring in Ant Man for the Ant Man cameo. But I just think that maybe too many.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Greg. I agree. Cap was at the heart of it because of Bucky. This
That's
was
America's ass right
it.
there. That's
It is America's ass.
yeah.
But
Cap was a
this movie is about Bucky and Cap, and the surrounding incidents are
Okay.
because of what happened in Sokovia in a previous movie,
Mm-hmm.
and then what happens that Zemo does that he frames Bucky for.
He kills King T'Chaka,
Mhm.
Prince T'Challa's dad. Which then does the kind of the domino effect of now T'Challa is now the king of Wakanda, and kind of a snowballing effect.
I don't think he's
Um,
actually the king of Wakanda yet, because he goes through that whole thing in
yes,
Black
yeah, yeah.
Panther that he
The
comes to.
king in waiting, or whatever the thing they do with
Yeah,
before the coronation.
yeah, and Baku comes down and challenges him and all
Yeah,
of that, in the waterfall thing.
yeah. Be
So I don't
awesome.
think he's necessarily king yet, but I
Yet
think because
he
of
is the Black Panther.
I think at T'Chaka's age, he's been the Black Panther for a while.
Yes.
So he knows what he's doing as Black
Mhm.
Panther, and I think he's awesome in this film. Rewatching it today made me really sad that we don't have Chadwick Boseman anymore.
And man, someone shared a photo of him visiting children with cancer, and
Oh,
someone pointed out that at that moment he'd been in his battle for his 4-year battle with
mhm,
pancreatic cancer. So
yeah,
everyone was like, and then someone pointed out, like, I can't believe he was battling cancer doing this with the kids. And then someone was like, it's
mhm.
because he's a real superhero.
He was great. He was
Exactly.
amazing.
He's
Uh,
amazing.
rest in
God
peace.
rest his soul. God rest his soul.
Yeah.
But let's talk about it. Let's talk about little moments. What was your favorite moment? Then we'll talk about the the great question. But what's your favorite moment from the film? Something that really, like, you're like, oh, when you rewatch, you're like, oh, I love this.
I really loved the relationship between Wanda and Vision in the comics, and it was really great to see them start to hint at it here with
Mhm.
little things like the way Vision walks into her room through the wall, and she's like, "Viz, use the
Like-
door.
Well, the door
He
was
was like,
open,
"Well,
so
the
I
door's
thought it was,
open," so I thought it was
so
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the scene where she's cooking after Tony sort of put her on lockdown,
Mhm.
and Vision, basically says that he sees her.
Mhm.
It's really beautiful, because I love them together.
And she
Um,
found out it wasn't paprika that he put in the sauce.
yeah,
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Vision can't like taste it. I don't
Yeah.
think so.
No.
Um, what else did I really like? The whole conversation with Tony and Peter in Peter's bedroom is really great.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Spider-Man right now.
Let's talk about Spider-Man, man. Spider-Man was back, baby. He was back. I forgot how much I love this man.
Mm-hmm.
I love Tom Holland. I love him so much. I overlook the fact that he's a Tottenham Hotspur fan.
Yeah,
I overlook it. I don't even acknowledge it because you can't get me to hate the guy. He is I grew up with Toby. Toby's my guy. But Tom Holland is Peter Parker Spider-Man.
I said this to you in Discord earlier, and if you want to join our Discord, you can. There's a link
It's
in the
free.
description. Anybody's welcome to join us and come in and have conversations like these with us. But I said this to you earlier. This was the first time I felt like Spider-Man was actually a teenager.
Mhm.
Tom Holland wasn't a teenager when he filmed this. He was in his early 20s, I think.
He was 21. He was barely 21.
Yeah, he was in his early 20s. But I always felt when I watched like the Tobey Maguire version of Spider-Man, I love those movies, but it's like watching a 40-year-old being a teenager.
Mhm.
Just because of the way Tobey Maguire sort of has that look about him. He looks older than he actually is.
And Joe Manganiello. Look at him. They're both like decrepit.
Yeah.
Matt, your thoughts? Oh, Adelia.
I was going to say, I don't think Andrew Garfield was that bad either, but Andrew Garfield also looks older than he is. Tom Holland looks younger than he is. He looks like a convincing teenager in this movie.
You know he's 27.
Yeah, it doesn't look 27.
No, not at all. Matt, your opinion. Spider-Man.
Yeah.
First time seeing him since Amazing Spider-Man 2. What were your initial feelings when you heard about it?
He was a good pick. I like Tom Holland. Like he doesn't seem like super powerful to me, to be honest. But he does everything else really well.
But isn't that the kind of the allure of Spider-Man, right? You look at him, you're like, look at this scrawny looking weird kid. What is he doing? And then like he punches you through a wall and you're like, what just happened? You know what I mean?
I also think they didn't need to make him really overpowered the way that he kind of comes across in some of the other Spider-Man movies.
He just
because
became Spider-Man.
He just became Spider-Man. He's still he says in this movie he's only had these powers for 6 months. He's still figuring it out. And I think that also he's in a position where you have like literal gods again, fighting alongside him in other movies and stuff. So he doesn't need to be the most powerful person with the way he does when it's
two
the
dudes who-
Spider-Man's where he's
who
just by
take
himself.
steroids. So there's that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the characters, Ferris.
The serums. Steve Rogers is on the roids,
Yeah,
man.
I wouldn't call those steroids. It's the super soldier serum. But yes. So I think that they didn't need to make him as necessarily overpowered as he is in like the solo Spider-Man movies from prior to him joining the MCU, because he can just be like a street level guy that's got this opportunity to fight alongside the Avengers, and that's the way it is in the comics. Like he's super strong and he can do all sorts of cool things, but I think Tom Holland's Peter Parker at this moment doesn't know he can do all those cool things too.
Yeah. Matt, your favorite? We talking about Spider-Man, but I forgot to tell you, man. What was your favorite part of the movie?
This one's hard because there's so many good parts.
I'm with you, man.
Damn. It's hard to not say the airport scene.
Yeah.
So I'll just go with that one.
Yeah, I'm with you, Matt, but I'm gonna give you a specific scene. It's where Sam and Bucky go after Tom Holland, and Sam is like pushing him in there, and Tom Holland's like, "You have the right to remain silent. You're under arrest."
He's like reading them their Miranda rights. It's
It's just
so funny.
So I was watching it last night, bro, and I was watching it at like 2:30 in the morning. I bust out laughing, and I was just like, I hope I wasn't too loud, because that scene
Yeah.
has me dying, man. It's like and he's slapping Sam Wilson in the face. He's like, you have the right to remain silent. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then does that stuff come out of you?
Hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
know. No,
I don't know if you know this, but there's not usually this much talking in a fight. There were
exactly.
some really great lines involving Peter
Yeah.
and conversations he has during that thing. Um,
when he webs up Sam and he's like, so those wings, are those like carbon alloy? Do they bend? Like what are we doing?
yeah,
He's like
yeah.
what it's not a lot of
Oh my
talking.
God, you have a metal
Metal
arm?
arm? Cool.
It's
Okay,
so
here
funny.
you know what my favorite scene is? Anything with Spider-Man in it. Anything with Spider-Man in it. He was everything. My favorite thing is like at the end where he's like, I'm good. Stay here. Lay down. Yeah, I'm gonna lay down.
I'm done. I'm done.
I'm done.
Another interaction of his that I really enjoy is when Steve, drops the thing on him.
Tries to kill him. Yeah.
I don't think Steve tries to kill him.
Yes, he
He
tries
does
to
not
kill him.
try to kill him.
He tries to kill
He
him.
does not try to kill him.
Yes, he
Now,
does.
he's holding it up, and Steve goes, "Where are you from, kid?" And he goes, "Queens." And Steve's like, "Brooklyn."
But,
That's a good one.
yeah. After you tried to murder the kid, but sure, Steve, let's have a little chit chat over it.
Try to murder
All right,
him.
yeah, okay, all right.
Also,
Whatever.
that chase scene with Bucky and Cap and Winter Soldier, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, we're talking about after when they got out of the apartment in the
Yeah.
car.
And they're literally running faster than the cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then Black Panther showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh my God, Greg.
Oh,
yes,
yeah, Greg,
that's
that's another great
Have you guys
line.
seen this old movie, Empire Strikes Back? It's like, Tony, how old is this kid?
Yeah.
It's like,
Have you seen a really old movie? It's
Um,
so funny. He does that again in Infinity War, and it's really
Yeah.
funny.
No, then I like how Tony's like, oh snap, this kid has a good idea. Let's add Ant-Man. Makes sense. And they're like, let's do it. He's like, you go high, we go high. And then they both punch him in the face. It was perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
I also think the whole interaction with Scott Lang when he gets out of the van and Steve's there and he's like Captain America and he's like touching him and
You're
feeling
real.
his muscles.
You're
and, like,
real.
yeah, it's really
I feel
funny.
like I would have been like, don't touch me. What's the matter with you? Stop that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really funny.
And then he's like, hey man, how are you? Nice to see you again. What's up, Tic Tac? Sam is still pissed off. He's still angry. He's like, I can't
It's
believe I
like
lost
it'll
this.
never happen again.
It will never happen again. And then Steve's like, okay. But I bet you Scott's in his mind like, I'll whoop your ass again, dude. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Don't mess with me.
It's probably a soccer thing, but I love that. Can we get some orange slices?
Yeah. There's some
After-
great
after-
lines in this movie.
After he gets that, he's like half dead. Oh my God, bro. This movie was pretty damn good.
Can we talk about the most unearned kiss and creepy kiss in the whole MCU?
Who kissed?
Cap and Sharon Carter?
Oh
Like
yeah.
2 days after they buried Peggy, he's kissing her niece.
Well, she's
And then
probably
we never see Cap and Sharon together again.
he goes on the run. He's a criminal, and she works for the CIA, which makes her a criminal because she stole equipment from the U.S.
We never
government.
see Sharon Carter again, period, until the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series, and then suddenly she's the power broker.
Yeah,
She's a bad guy.
Yeah.
We had a really great discussion in our Captain America the Winter Soldier review about how you could have used Sharon Carter for a lot of the role that Natasha plays in that film and built up that, relationship and everything. And Greg, I disagree.
It is her niece.
It's her niece. And you could have used Sharon. She's the one that helps Steve go on the run in Winter Soldier and built this relationship between the two of them that's more than just, oh, I'm spying on you for Nick Fury. Here, I'm going to help a little bit in this final conflict. And then this, like, obviously, like, he doesn't know she's Peggy's niece until the funeral. And then Steve all over the place in this movie because Peggy dies. Let's just be clear about that. Steve emotionally all over the place. First Peggy dies, then somebody acts like Bucky's bombing the UN, and Steve doesn't know what to do.
He's having a bad week.
Steve is
emotionally
compromised in this film.
Yeah. Here's into like you see that why like it's like with the Marvel is people who are important, the roles that they care for, most of the time they give it to an actor of well-known status. Most of the time, not all the time, most of the time. When I saw it was Emily Van Camp, I'm like, I don't know if they're gonna
They could have
promote
done so much better with
Yeah.
Sharon Carter.
No, exactly. So, but Scarlett Johansson was like more famous than her at that point. So they
No,
probably
No, and
yeah,
Scarlett Johansson is still more famous than
Yeah.
Emily Van Camp. But Emily Van Camp could have
could have been
become
as big. Yes, that's the
if
thing.
used Sharon Carter correctly in the MCU.
And I generally think it was just generally like laziness. They're like,
I haven't seen Captain America: Brave New World yet. Is she in that at all?
no.
So, like, we have the series.
It's-
She's the power broker, and then we're just not going to do anything with her again.
Technically, Adelia, it's not even Captain America: Brave New World. It's Red Hulk emerges.
But whatever.
Yeah, like it's not a Captain America movie, and that's why I don't appreciate Kevin Feige's comments about it because it's his fault, but he kind of put the buck on Anthony Mackie, where they asked him like, why didn't it perform? He's like, oh, it's the movie without Chris Evans. I was like, no, it's because you didn't make it a Captain America movie. You decided to shoehorn stuff that didn't exist or it didn't need to be in there. Like it's your fault. It's not. He basically kept Anthony Mackie isn't big enough to carry the movie. Where I was like, it's because you failed. Like you failed. You and your writing
think
staff
that
didn't.
what they
didn't do
did in the edit of that movie, and this is me without having seen it, so I could be totally wrong, is Harrison Ford's the name in that movie.
Yep.
So they made it more about Harrison Ford. Seinfeld lady is in it. That's Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Greg.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Is that how she becomes the director of the CIA? Because she's the director of the CIA in Thunderbolts.
Yeah, no, I think she's the director of the CIA. That's how she becomes it. She like tries to finagle stuff.
The last time I had seen her was in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series.
Yeah.
And she's like running shadow ops.
Yeah, she becomes
we
the
get to
CIA. Yes.
Thunderbolts, and all of a sudden she's the CIA director, and I was like, what? That's almost as weird as Bucky being a congressman.
Bucky would have my vote. I would vote for Bucky, even though he's probably easily mind controlled. But I'll vote for him though. I'll vote for him.
I don't think he's easily mind controlled at that point.
Yeah, well, you
The
know,
Wakandans got that out of his head.
Yeah, shout out to the Wakandans, man, fixing everybody's problems. Shout out to you. But let's start. Let's talk about it now, guys. The crux of it. 30 minutes in. Sorry that we waited that late. Simple question. Adelia, Matt, simple question. You team Edward or team Jacob? Sorry, my bad. Wrong movie. Are you sorry? Are you team Cap and team Iron Man? That was a joke, Adelia. No.
I know, but like,
okay, it wasn't a good joke. My bad. They're not all winners. Not all winners. Cap, Tony, Matt, hit me.
I've always been Team Iron Man.
The correct choice. Adelia.
I take really a lot of offense to you saying that's a correct choice and that you're the right one and I'm over here.
It's a movie. We're not talking about actual human rights here, Adelia. All right, so
I don't like being told that something is correct that is not my opinion and it's not something that is an objective fact.
Well, I think he messed up. He was in the wrong.
And I think Tony messes up a lot in this movie too.
No, but I think Tony's mess ups are directly correlated to Cap not understanding anything. There's literally a moment, the second time they talk, there's literally a moment where he agrees with Tony and then he changes his mind like that. It's like, no, bro, like here's the thing. No, because like
specific.
Where like he's literally agreeing, like we can be the safeguards. He's like, we'll amend the doc. Cause like, bro, like Captain America and Tony Stark, we'll get it amended. And he's like, oh yeah, we could do that. And then they bring up Wanda, and he's like, she's a kid. She's a grown woman. What are we talking? A kid? What kid? Just because you're mentally 85 doesn't mean she's a kid. She's not a kid.
Okay, I agree. Wanda at that point, grown adult. We've never established how old Wanda actually is in these films.
That's a good point. But she is like Emily Olsen, so I assumed it.
Elizabeth Olsen.
Elizabeth Olsen, not Emily.
Not Emily. I don't know where you got Emily from.
I don't know who Emily is.
Just
Yeah.
thank God they switched out Robert De Niro for Robert Downey Jr. in this one.
Exactly.
Man, that was going nowhere fast.
Yeah. No, because like
Look.
because I think Cap thinks Tony's like, nah, bro, you're working with me.
Mm-hmm.
Me and you. But Cap's like, no, the government behind you. He's like, no, me and you.
Look.
We'll do it together. But Cap doesn't even think, he doesn't even want to have the conversation. He doesn't even tries to even work with Tony.
Here's how I say this went. They have the initial conversation, and in the middle of the initial conversation, Cap gets a text that Peggy died.
Yeah, he does.
That throws him off completely. And then he goes to Peggy's funeral, and there's Sharon saying a quote from Peggy about how if you don't think something is right, it is your duty to plant yourself like a tree and tell the other people they have to move. And he's in his emotions, he's in his feelings.
Okay. I agree with you. I'm agreeing with this.
And then, right after that, Natasha goes to the UN thing, and somebody bombs it, Zemo, and makes it look like it was Bucky. So now Cap's all in his feelings again, because that's his best friend.
So
Cap is not thinking logically in this film, Ferris. He's thinking very emotionally. And that's a change for Cap, because usually he's thinking logically, military man, that kind of stuff. But after the events of Winter Soldier, he don't know who to trust. And he doesn't trust the government, I'll tell you that much. So he doesn't trust Ross when he comes in and says, this is what's happening. He doesn't trust the Sokovia Accords.
So
And he doesn't
he's
trust
too
the fact
emotional.
that Tony. Well, no, I'm just saying he doesn't trust the fact that Tony is so adamant that that's what needs to happen, because Cap still thinks they can make the best decisions for themselves, and they never get to talk about that point anymore, because that's when he gets the text that interrupts the conversation and says Peggy died, and from that moment on, he's like in an entirely different mindset. But Tony,
He
at
shouldn't
the
be making
same time,
decisions.
no, I agree. But Tony, at the same time, is also like in his feelings, because what Alfred Woodard, who
Yo,
played
what a cameo.
yeah,
What a cameo.
this was such a weird cameo,
Yeah.
because this was when she was
I
playing
forgot.
her character on Luke Cage, and everybody was
Yes.
like, she's playing two different characters in the MCU.
Mhm.
But she basically tells Tony he murdered her son. And that really affects Tony. So Tony is not thinking about this logically either. He's thinking about this from an emotional state. Everybody is in their feelings in this movie. And it's not necessarily like the only one who's really thinking clearly is Natasha. Greg's right. Natasha's the one who's right.
Yeah.
Vision
And
is in his feelings about Wanda.
Tommy
Wanda's
loses
in
the
her
ability to walk.
Yeah.
I like how Cap in Iron Man stories have them flipped about their views.
They do.
Black Widow's hot, so she's right.
I mean, that's not why she's right,
Yeah,
Greg, but she's
yeah.
right. Natasha flip-flops in this. She signs the accords, but then when she comes down to it, she's like, no, we need to listen to what Cap's saying, and she stops Black Panther and lets them get on the jet. Like, Natasha's the only one thinking logically in this entire film.
No, I think at one point Tony starts like the second conversation where he tells Cap, I get the emotions, right? They're both emotional.
Where's
And
the second conversation? He doesn't talk to him again until Cap's been arrested.
No, when he brings out the pens.
Yes,
Remember?
that's after Cap has been arrested. For Bucky. He's in his mind, because Bucky's in like some weird contraption holding cell.
Good.
Ferris.
Because you're talking about a like one of the greatest murderers on planet who is easily controllable. They haven't fixed his mind yet.
But
So
this
keep him
is
on
like,
ice.
Ferris, this is like 2 days after Peggy died. No, this isn't even 2 days after Peggy died. This is
Day
the
after.
same day as Peggy's funeral.
Yeah. Okay, no, but here's the thing, Adelia. I'm pretty sure Tony would have been like, okay, you're done being arrested, Cap. Let's have this. They were having this conversation. Yeah, they'll unarrest Captain America. Of course, they'll do that because that's bad PR anyway. They're having a conversation. He brings out the pens. He talked about how his dad loved him, and he's like, I want to make this work. They're really inches away from agreement. They said,
Yes, I agree.
We'll sign it. We'll amend it.
they're in their feelings, so neither one of them are thinking logically.
I think Tony in that sense is thinking logic because he brings up
Tony
me
is
and
trying.
you.
He's more stable at that moment than Cap is, but
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
still
So
not
he's
thinking
like
logically because he's literally locked Wanda down at the thing, and Cap's like, "You
locked her
can't
down.
do that."
Locked her
I'm
down.
sorry. Did you not see Vision keeping her there? That's Vision's whole role in this movie until that point is to keep Wanda at the facility.
Well, she did like accidentally murder a couple people. So like, just stay on ice, chill out. It's fine. People are scared of you right now. PR
Yeah,
isn't
and
on
then
your side.
Tony, when Cap says, "Give me a break," she's just a kid. Tony says, "Give me a break. I'm trying to do what I can for everybody." Tony's stretched too thin. He's not making sense. He's not thinking with his head. Then Bucky gets out because of Zemo. Bucky attacks Tony, and Tony has the glove on, and it's the
Yes.
only thing that stops Bucky from
I'm
shooting him in the
face.
face.
Yeah.
Like, they're so in their feelings that I don't think either one of them are right in this movie.
So none of them are right.
No, Natasha's right. No one else is right.
No, but Natasha isn't right because she agreed, then disagreed, then agreed. So why do we trust her opinion?
Natasha thinks logically. Natasha knows that if there is 5 other super soldiers in a holding cell in Russia and whoever Zemo is, that they're not sure, they don't know about the plan of Zemo's at this
Yet.
point.
Yes, that's true.
They've got to stop that because the
Mhm.
last thing they need is 5 versions of the Winter Soldier. Because there is a very key line in this movie that I think a lot of people forget, which is when Bucky is attacking at the containment thing
Mhm.
and he is dealing with Natasha before he chokes her. She says, "Don't you recognize me?" She's had dealings with the Winter Soldier before. Remember Winter Soldier? She's got that huge scar on her stomach
Yep.
because of Bucky. She knows how deadly he is. And she knows that this 5 more
5 more.
versions of him
We're already deadly.
would be horrifying to be let loose.
Mm-hmm.
She knows they have to go stop this. She's thinking logically.
Then why doesn't Cap bring that up in the second meeting with Tony? It's like, hey, Tony, we got a problem. There's
They don't
5
know
more of them.
They don't know that yet. Bucky doesn't tell Cap and Sam that until after he's fished him out of that helicopter and
Mhm.
he's sitting there with his arm in the vise.
Then why doesn't you automatically call Tony? It's like, Tony, we got a problem.
Because they just had this huge airport fight thing. No, the fight at the
No.
thing. And Tony's not listening to him. He knows the more pressing, important thing is to go
No,
stop these
not
super
yet.
soldiers.
Not yet.
I know. I said I'm wrong
Yeah.
about that. They just had the incident at
Chase.
the thing
Yeah.
and the chase, and then they got arrested and all of that. He knows the more pressing thing is you got to stop these super soldiers. We cannot have 5 more versions of the Winter Soldier walking around.
Mm-hmm. I just don't think. I just think Cap.
And
Had no-
to your point, at the airport, when they first surround Cap, before anybody fights or throws a punch or anything, he's like, "Tony, there's 5 more of these guys. We've got to go stop whatever this person is going to do to release them on the public," or whatever is going through Cap's mind at that point.
Mhm.
And Tony doesn't listen to him.
That was when Thunderball Ross threatens him.
No.
Yeah, he's like, you got 36 hours to bring him in, or we're gonna go after him and kill him.
It's not about. He never says he's going to kill.
He's gonna kill Steve.
never says he's
Thunderball
gonna
Ross
kill.
is a psychopath.
He is a
would
psychopath.
kill. He would
He's
kill Captain America.
He still doesn't listen to Cap when Cap is like, "This is the situation." Natasha hears the situation and is like, "Okay, this is what we have to do. We'll fight because we're gonna have to fight.
They're gonna fight anyway.
But when it comes down to it, I'm gonna let them get away." That doesn't make Natasha wrong. She does the right thing. Natasha does not do a wrong thing in this movie.
So we're Team Romanoff then.
I'm Team Natasha.
All right,
I don't think Cap or Tony is right in this movie.
Matt, your 2 cents.
I'm agreeing with Adelia.
All right, I think we come down to that. So no, I'm just saying. I just always feel like in the movie, because at the point where his head's finally there, he's like, I feel like he didn't. I just feel like at a point Steve Rogers felt.
You get to the point where Tony finds out that Zemo impersonated the real doctor and murdered him.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "Oh shit!" And he goes to where everybody's in that
A raft. The raft.
And he basically tells Sam, I was wrong. I'm sorry. Tell me where he is so I can go help. And the only thing that stops them from getting Zemo together is Zemo's
Getting
stupid
lucky.
plan that makes no sense
Yeah.
because he somehow knew Tony was going to end up there to tell him that Bucky killed his parents. And it's not that Bucky killed his dad, it's that Bucky killed his mom.
I messed up though. It's like, I don't really care that you murdered my pops. You broke my mom's neck. That's where I draw the line. You know what I mean? That's kind of messed up.
It is messed up.
It's kind of messed
But
up.
with the way Howard treated him, like there's a line earlier in one of the Iron Man movies that says, "My dad never told me he loved me. He never even told me he liked me." Why would Tony care?
No, but remember in Iron Man 2 where he's talking directly to the camera and he tells him, my greatest invention, thing I love the
My
most
greatest
is you.
achievement is you. Yeah.
You.
Howard never said that to Tony ever until Tony found it on that video.
Yeah, but then that should, fast forward now, you find out that your dad actually loved you.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
I think Tony totally resolves everything with Howard when he has an actual conversation with him in the 70s in
Yeah.
Endgame. But at this moment in time, Tony's not caring about the fact that Bucky's responsible for Howard's death.
Mhm.
He's caring that Bucky killed the one person in that family who cared about Tony more than anything, and that was his mom. And you can tell that that's what that was because when he does the barf simulation earlier in the thing for the students at MIT, his mom is telling him, that his version of himself from when he was younger, the de-aged Robert Downey Jr., you're going to regret it if you don't say anything because we'll never see each other again.
Mhm.
His mom is making sure that he does in this simulated memory thing, does the thing that Tony never did. And Tony didn't do it because Howard never did it.
Two peas in a pod looking each other in the mirror.
Yeah.
Pretty much. God, what a great movie, man.
It's
What a
so
great
good.
movie.
It's so good.
So we've resolved this. Both are idiots.
They are,
And,
yeah.
and Team Romanoff.
Team Romanoff.
Yeah. Yeah. But then the thing also too is like, if they agreed earlier on in the movie, could have this been permitted later on?
But obviously, it was written this way because it
Yeah.
needed to be a civil war that split the Avengers up for
Yeah.
Infinity War and Endgame. But I just think that, like, if they had had a chance to have a conversation when they both weren't so emotional,
Mm-hmm.
they could have found a solution. But
Yeah.
because they were both so emotional, they couldn't.
Boom. There it is. When in doubt, call ScarJo.
Yeah.
There it is.
Can we talk about Zemo now and how his plan makes no sense?
Let's talk about the villain breakdown. Yeah, I didn't notice this until you pointed out to me earlier. Yeah, it makes no sense.
Makes no sense.
0 sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally based on chance. It's chance.
Yeah.
He gets lucky.
First, he goes to the house of the guy that has the book,
Yes.
and he basically drowns him.
Yes.
But he tells the guy, "Tell me what happened on December 16th, 1991, and I will spare your life. But if you don't, I have to get more bloody." And he definitely does that because that's when he goes and frames Bucky for bombing the UN and for the UN bombing that kills King T'Chaka and probably a bunch of other people.
Mm-hmm.
And then Zemo's in this hotel room. He's got this machine. Like, he's just guaranteeing himself that they're going to catch Bucky that day. Bucky's not going to get away.
Mm-hmm.
And that he'll be at the facility at the moment that they open up the container with the thing that sends the EMP that knocks out the power.
Mm-hmm.
And that he'll be there in front of Bucky at that moment, at that exact moment, and can start reading from the book. That makes no sense to begin with, because you cannot guarantee that timing at all. Then you've got the fact that, okay, they have the airport fight, they're separated, Sam and them are in the raft. Tony he's counting somehow on Tony finding out where Cap is and therefore where he is so he can play that video so Tony's still thinking at the time that he finds out the doctor was murdered and impersonated,
Mm-hmm.
that they have to go deal with these 5 super soldiers. You get there, they're just dead. Zemo killed them in their sleep.
Yeah,
And he
because
plays the tape. But there's no guarantee that Tony would have done that or that Sam would have told him where Cap went.
mm-hmm.
It makes no sense.
It's all
It's
chance
pure
and luck.
luck.
It's pure luck. It's pure luck. Matt, disagree with Adelia's assessment of the situation? Because I agree.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's
You
just
like Baron Zemo, Matt, in the movie? Like, big fan? No? Yes, no, maybe so?
He's got the moves.
he
Yes,
does
true.
have the moves.
Does have the moves.
Zemo is so much better in Falcon and Winter Soldier than
Yes.
he is in this movie.
Yes, yes.
I like Daniel Bruhl a lot. I think that he plays Zemo very well. But his plan makes no sense. That's the
Yeah.
weakest part of this movie. Is his plan makes no sense, and it's knocked down the score of this movie for me because
On rewatch, yeah.
yeah, it makes no sense.
Yep, it's true. Well, guys, we're an hour in. Let's break down the last bits of it. It's the end credit scenes. There was 2 of them. What were your thoughts on them, Adelia?
I really enjoy the one where we find out what happens with Bucky, explains why Bucky's not on the run with Cap and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
T'Challa basically tells Cap, "You ever need anything, we're here for you." I thought it was great to see a little bit of Wakanda, a little tease for what Black Panther would become. And then I don't remember what the other one is. What's the other one?
Shoot, I don't remember either.
I just watched it and I don't remember.
Yeah.
Oh, Peter in his room. He's got the black eye
Yes.
from
and then
the fight. He
yeah.
tells May some guy named Steve hit him
Steve.
really hard, and she's
Yes.
like, Steve from C12, like another unit in the building, and he's like,
No, he's from
that's
Brooklyn.
Steve. He's from Brooklyn.
He's from Brooklyn.
But he's playing around with the wrist thing, and he turns it on, and there's the light that projects on his ceiling, and that's how he realizes there's more to his suit than he knows.
Because I think we find out in the Spider-Man movies. Was it called September or Wednesday? The Wednesday program, I think it's called. Is it the Wednesday program? No.
I don't know. It's the September Foundation. I don't think it's the Wednesday program. I don't know. I don't remember the program's called.
No, because he gets his own
Well,
Jarvis.
the training wheels protocol is on the suit, so he can't do too much. And yeah, he calls his version of Jarvis Karen.
Karen, yes.
And it's Jennifer Connelly.
Jennifer Connelly, man.
I just think it's so great that Jarvis is Paul Bettany and Karen.
Yeah. Keep reminding me that good old Jennifer Connelly, man. What a woman. But great scenes. Great scenes. She could have waited for me, but great scenes.
She doesn't know you exist.
Exactly. She doesn't, but it's fine.
She probably has children your age at this point.
Hey. Maybe. But on that note, thank you guys so much for joining us.
You're not going to ask Matt what he thinks of the end credit scenes?
Oh, I thought, my bad, Matt. Hit me. Sorry,
What
Matt.
about the scores? You didn't even do scores.
The scores. Yes. Scores. Matt, end credit scenes. Peter finding out more and Bucky being frozen.
Yeah, that's cool.
That was good. Yeah. Yeah, I know you're right. That's not like it wasn't really much to dissect. It was like,
No, but they do set up why Cap calls T'Challa when the Infinity War stuff's going on. So it is an important scene.
Yes, it is an important
scene. Even if
scene.
it doesn't seem like it.
All right, guys. Before we go on with the scores.
Thank you, Jose. Appreciate it.
Has he been here the entire time? What?
I don't know. He's a great stream.
Oh, what the heck? What's up, Jose? Hey, me, Adelia. Where are we going?
I'm going 4 on this.
4.
Simply because Zemo makes no sense.
Yes.
This would have been a 5 out of 5 for me on initial watch, but it was so glaring to me today while watching this that Zemo, it's just all luck and coincidence and all of that. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Matt, agree, disagree?
Gonna go 4.5.
All right, 4.5. And I'm with you, Adelia. I'm going with 4 out of 5. That's what I'm going with. So there's that. But on that note, everyone, thank you guys so much for joining us. Hope you had a wonderful time with us. But before we head out, we're going to tell you guys where you guys can find us. Adelia, where else can we find you on the interwebs?
Well, tomorrow night you can find me and Ferris right back on this very channel, live at 6 p.m. Pacific. We're doing a show, our open table show about mental health. I'm going to talk about what it's like living with schizoaffective disorder, being on so many meds that you live in a haze, and all kinds of stuff. We're going to have a really serious, frank discussion, but it'll also be fun because we're going to talk about friendship and how real friendships, even if they're built through the internet, can really help with your mental health. So check that out. And then Tuesday, over on the Good Friends Better Rivals channel, we have the season premiere of Starting 11. Snark and I are going to do our 25-26 Premier League preview show. And
Mm-hmm.
that's at 5 p.m. Pacific live on the Good Friends Better Rivals channel. And then on the same channel at 7 p.m. Pacific, it's the debut of a Steel Conspiracy on the Good Friends Better Rivals channel. Of course, it's been on Suge Knight 323's channel for quite a while, but he's moving it over to the Good Friends Better Rivals channel, and I'm going to be his new co-host. So we will see how that goes. I have to go find a way to watch the Broncos preseason game now.
Nice, nice. Matt, where else can people find you?
Getting paid by Disney to review their movies here.
Damn right.
That paid
Mhm.
advertising comment is still so funny.
All right, that's it.
Matt's on the Rewatchers Council with
Yes,
us all
Matt's
the
on the
time.
Rewatchers Council with us. Got you. All right, guys. My name is Ferris Badani. You can find me here every Saturday, every Friday, 5 o'clock, and 3 o'clock. It's going to be now 3 o'clock live. We're going to do 3 o'clock live now.
For Angel?
Angel, yeah.
Yeah, 3 o'clock live.
Yeah, so Fridays, I'm doing, Catch Me Twice, 3 o'clock live on this channel, the Angel Rewatchers edition, and then 5 o'clock Pacific, both are Pacific, 3 and 5 o'clock Pacific on our sports channel. We're actually going to go live in an hour, about an hour or two, to talk about the Giants preseason game today and the Cowboys preseason game today. So join me and Caleb when we do that. But usually we do those on Fridays we're going to start doing streams right after the game. So watch us out for that.
There is a link to the Good Friends Better Rivals channel on the homepage of this channel. So just click
Yes.
the post credits name. It'll take you to the homepage, and there you can find a link to the Good Friends Better Rivals channel. Please subscribe over there.
On
And
that note,
subscribe here.
yeah, subscribe here. You can also support us at Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/LJR_network. You can see it right on the page, as well as support us by buying us a coffee right there on the page, as well as joining our Discord, which is free, and our Patreon at patreon.com/LJR_network as well. So I appreciate you guys for the support. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you guys next time.